So today I'm going to be telling you guys what I learned from my 2 emails where I've sent over 700 emails and my secondary email, which I just recently started in the whole outreach space as a young agency owner who's trying to build their agency from the ground up. Now, just to tell you a little bit about myself, I'm Lutando, the CEO and founder of Green Sage, who's, as I said, currently trying to build the agency from the ground up in 2026. And I'm not trying to sell you anything throughout this video. I'm just trying to document all my lessons, my mistakes, and all the success that may come along. So without further ado, let's just go into it. So from the first email, I sent over 700 cold outreaches. And something that I came to understand is that 4 things matter in the email when you're building an email, right? Things that I've learned. Firstly, your subject line needs to be good, but it is not the main point. That's not where you make your money. That's not where you get a response. Because I had very good subject lines, and I say this because I had a 55% open rate from those 700 emails. I had a good subject line, but I was losing them throughout the whole email. Because the second thing that I learned was your emails do not have to be long. You know, we speak a lot on personalization, and in most cases, you're going to really want to personalize it and you're going to go too deep into it, where you try to explain their high school background, whatever it may be, and the email becomes extremely long. And that's when you lose it because people don't have time. They get emails like this every single day, every single day. So you need to ensure that it's skim friendly. And the third point being that you don't fully pitch yourself. Because once you pitch yourself through the email, you're giving them power. You're not really sparking any interest. Yes, they could be intrigued. Hey, they do ads, they do email outreach. They understand this, cool. But they're getting that from 16,000 other people. So it's pointless pitching yourself on the first email. Never pitch yourself on the first email. Your main priority on the first email is to spark a conversation. Because once you can spark a conversation, then you can start building leverage into intriguing them to get on a call. To do this, your email, which is my fourth list, which is something I learned again, is that it shouldn't be long. No pitching yourself. It should not be long. Your subject line matters, but it is not the selling point. Intrigue them, ask them a question, because something that I learned from a few agency owners like her is that your outreach should be extremely simple. Ask a question. Now, mind you, I've been very prominent on LinkedIn. I've been trying to build my LinkedIn in terms of connections and just outreach there. And I'm really getting a feel for it because I'm sparking up conversations. And I believe it's the best way. That's the best thing you can do in terms of trying to land your first client. There's no need to use a whole chunky 6-part paragraph where you go into details on what you can do, what you've done for other clients, if you've had other clients or whatever it may be. Keep it simple. Hey, my name is, I just wanted to ask, are you currently looking to scale aggressively or are you currently looking to build consistency? Because we've come to understand that consistency is one of the hardest problems e-com brands face. Is this the same for you? A conversation, a quick conversation that you can use that when they answer, you can form a level playing field. That's extremely important. And another thing that I learned is that instead of scraping for leads manually, use softwares like Clay. I know it is extremely expensive, but they're extremely handy. Of course, you could try the free version to get a sort of list that's not going to be exactly perfect, because something that I've come to understand with Clay is that they give you at times leads that are no longer operating, like they're no longer in operation, they no longer are serving clients. And that could be the most irritating thing about Clay, but it makes the job extremely easy because you can crunch it down to the country you want, the language you'd like them to speak, what kind of brand they are, D2C, whatever it may be. You understand? So those are the things I've learned so far in terms of trying to email or email marketing. Simplicity is the biggest form of complexity. You know, you could be so complex, but in the simplest way. That's what I'm trying to aim for. More simplicity, more cleaner ways in terms of generating leads, because I was doing it manually back then. So I scraped 700 leads manually. And to prove this to you, I had a book. I was not using a CRM. I was not using anything. It was just me and a book. No Google Sheets, no nothing. Make things easier and get a software that you can keep your leads in, scrape them with Clay or any other tool in the space, and then make it simple, because my current email list, where I've sadly gotten a reply, and mind you, I was experimenting, and it pains me to say this, I was experimenting with a subject line that was not to be taken lightly. I won't disclose it because it doesn't even stand for my morals. It was a very bad subject line. I made a mistake, I will not lie to you, but does it define me? No, it does not. We move. The mistake I cannot disclose, but the subject line was not the best. As much as I was trying to get their attention, it was not the best. And so I urge you, in your subject lines, please be aware of what you're saying. Don't just say it freely. Consider how the other person may take it, if you are in their shoes, of course. And keep it simple. You can make jokes here and there, but keep it simple, ask questions, and I'm sure you're gonna get your client in no time. More videos, of course. I will be disclosing more strategies that I'm currently using to get clients in terms of cold outreach, and how my LinkedIn's going, because my LinkedIn is pretty decent at the moment. It's picking up. I've booked quite a few meetings from my LinkedIn alone. But I'll do a separate video for you guys if you feel as if y'all are curious as to how I am moving throughout my LinkedIn and how you guys can get more clients as well. Because at the moment, I'm still trying to land that first client. So it's a bit of a stretch. Yes, 700 emails and still no client. Yes, because we don't know how long it's going to take. There's so much to learn. I've learned so much from the emails I used to send in the past. And I'm trying to put into practice what I've learned. So yes, 700 emails and I have not got my first client, but we are getting closer. I've booked a bunch of meetings. It was just that things didn't go my way, but sales, everything is getting put into practice, and we're turning it up. So if you guys are also agency owners or looking to see how things go, please hit the subscribe button and we can become a cute little family. I don't know. That's a cute little family, but we can we can become a family. So if you are also looking to grab your first client, or are just looking to see the whole process, please hit the subscribe button and notification bell. I will be posting more because I want to document my agency till it gets to a point where I want it to be, my whole business endeavors and everything in between. So I'll see you guys on the next vid. Peace.